What the weirdest thing you did while you were high? Got up to leave my bedroom and knocked on the door before opening it to go out. I relate to this calm, polite kind of high. My friend is restless when he's high, so he was standing at the edge of the living room while most of our group was seated. I wanted to sit down too, but I ended up standing behind him because I thought we had to wait in a line to get into the living room. Went to let the dog out and I walked out instead and left my dog inside. A few weeks ago I let my dog out, then promptly shut him in the garage and forgot to go inside with him. Went to the backyard door instead, went inside and went to bed. For over an hour I was tossing and turning. Something just felt off. Bolt up in bed and realize I forgot my deer, bear, stray cat, and livestock chasing I found outside in the middle of my rural farm town. I run outside half naked screaming for my dog, thinking he's gonna get shot by an angry farmer or get eaten in a bear fight. After 15 minutes nearly crying, give up and go into the garage to find, my sweet boy politely wagging his tail, lol. One time years ago I was camping at a campground with my wife and a few friends. We're all sitting around the fire drinking. Her brother and I go for a walk to smoke some joints. We finish that and I have to piss, so he goes back to the group, and when I'm done I head back as well. So I get back and I'm pretty baked at this point and I'm just standing there watching the fire and drinking my beer for a few minutes. I then noticed a particular Coleman lantern on the picnic table and thought to myself, I don't remember us having one of those here. It was at that point that I realized I was standing at the wrong damned campsite, amongst a bunch of people I have never met, while my group was watching from the next site over, laughing and wondering what the frick I was doing. The strangers have a much scarier version of this same exact story. Tomorrow's AskReddit. What was the creepiest thing that happened while you were camping? Eating yogurt with a fork in front of my parents. My dad waited for about 10 minutes to say that a spoon might make it easier. I just imagine a slightly disappointed look on your father's face as he leans against the counter watching you attempt this and wondering if he should say anything. More of a what the frick are you doing look. Back then I was high every day after work. But for some reason my dad always asked me if I was high on those rare moments I came home not being high. He got so accustomed to weird ass shit sober you confuse him, lol. A few years ago I was on shrooms with some friends and we went on a walk to smoke a cig. Every time I took a puff of my cigarette, I was expecting to taste Mountain Dew and I was disappointed every time that it didn't. I quit smoking cigs a few days after that. Crazy. Mushrooms helped my friend quit smoking too. She was standing there smoking and all of a sudden just held it in front of her face, went, I'm breathing freaking fire, and never smoked again. Psilocybin helps people quit smoking at really high rates. There's been studies on it. Not to make you feel bad, like your story is insignificant or something. Just wanted to make it known to more people. The more people that can quit smoking the better. Thumbs up. It's been really cool to watch the news start making the connections between shrooms and helping people. I think I've seen studies on them helping people with PTSD at least, if not others. It's really cool what can happen when we stop demonizing plants and start looking at how they can help. Nature's neat. How to stop smoking 101. One time I came back inside from a back porch smoke and put my lighter in the sink. My reasoning was I'll put it in the dishwasher later. For the millionth time, Black David Duchovny, if you're gonna leave it in the sink at least let it soak. As a dishwasher, this sentence hurt me. I'm not a regular. And when I partook the other night I found myself craving pancakes. My frying pan sticks horribly and I couldn't get them to work. So I poured all of the batter in the pan and stuck it in the oven to make a pancake. It was a stroke of brilliance, and surprisingly good. I also remember sprinkling some brown sugar into the batter, because I had it laying around. There's something about baking and getting clever with utensils when it comes to, well, getting baked. Was hotboxing and used my windshield wipers to try and clear the smoke. It's not that weird, but I get really weird sensations when I'm high. Other people probably get it too, but I just don't know how to describe it. But one time I was just rubbing my leg a little, because I was cold, and my friend was sitting next to me. So then I was like, well, I can feel my hand and I can feel my leg. I wonder if I can feel hers. So I rubbed her leg and was like, wow, I can't feel it, and I didn't really understand why. My friend just laughed at how stupid I was. LMAO. The first time I tried weed I couldn't stop licking my lips BC, they were tingly. The first time I did mushrooms I was obsessing over every touch BC, there were 3 layers to it. The layer where my hand could feel it, the layer where my body could feel it, and the layer where I was seeing it. And the first time I did acid I spent a solid hour or more making biscuits with my feet and the blanket on the couch that they were wrapped in. The weed lips thing has gone away now that I smoke regularly, but I haven't done mushrooms or acid a second time yet. Hopefully soon on the acid, but the mushrooms I could wait a bit longer on. They weren't as good. That's happened to me before, I'm not a fan. One time I was sleeping over at a friend's house and woke up to her slapping the ever-loving shit out of my face. "Jenny, what the frick are you doing?" I yelled. "Your arm was on me," she replied. And then we both realized that she'd been laying on her own arm and it had gone numb, and she thought her arm was my arm. So, she tried to throw it back on me, but it didn't work, obviously, because it wasn't my arm. Blew on my cereal to cool it down. Hey, you can never be too careful. The very first time I got high, my lovely friend told me you'll know when you've had enough, so of course I smoked a ton. When I wasn't moving, it felt like time had stopped. I had no idea what was going on. If I moved though, I was completely fine. I ended up dancing to no music by myself as long as I could before I went to sleep. I think I went to sleep anyway. Time wasn't working. I may have just laid there for 8 hours. When I wasn't moving, it felt like time had stopped. I had no idea what was going on. If I moved though, I was completely fine. Super hot. Super hot. I love, hate how time just kinda breaks. Back in high school I was at a buddy's with several friends and I was sitting at the table alone just thinking my thoughts. I'd been talking with friends, but they went to the next room and were sitting on the couch. One of them goes, "It's only been 15 minutes. We've been sitting here for at least an hour." And I piped up, "15 minutes? You guys were just sitting here 2 minutes ago." Good ol' weed. I think some of the craziest moments while high with friends has been looking at the clock and saying, "Guys, it's only been 7 minutes since we talked about." And everyone just reacting in absolute shock and awe. It really is amazing that it can do that so well. Spent 45 minutes looking for my glasses with my friend. Said frick it BC, I had to leave and was now running late. When I went to put on my sunglasses I smashed them onto my glasses. I had my glasses on my freaking face the whole time and neither myself or my friend noticed. That's on him. 100%. I'd probably be like, "Dude, I thought you meant another pair of glasses." Freaked out that I'd lost my iPod somewhere on the way to the train station. I got off the train and went back, retracing my steps all the way back to my apartment, only to realize that I was listening to music the whole time on my iPod. I did that without being high. Me, completely sober driving home from work. Oh shit. I forgot my keys at work. Oh, how would I be driving then? Me, completely sober having a phone conversation with someone. Where did I put my phone? Ordered food for delivery. Forgot. Went to grocery store for stuff to BBQ. Remembered about the food for delivery while paying in line. Did you buy the stuff anyways? Don't remember. It's been a long time. Or maybe it's only been 20 minutes and you're still waiting for your food. Me and 2 friends went on a hike in these hills in my neighborhood one time. We hiked for about 30-40 minutes and we're on top of this big ass hill admiring the view and decide we should order pizza when head down so it can arrive right when we get back. We're filling out an online order to have prepared for when we get closer to the bottom and then accidentally placed the order on top of the hill. We were all like, oh shit, and literally ran all the way down the hill and back to my house. Caught the pizza dude literally right as we get to the house. Sweaty as frick. We also ended up giving the guy $20 extra on accident. Completely freaked out because everyone around me was speaking a foreign language and I couldn't understand anything. Note to self, Don't get high in a foreign country. I was on acid at a music festival and asked a cop if he would name a hurricane after me. Fortunately he thought that was funny. I was on acid at a music festival. Was on the dance floor when I felt I had to pee, so I head off to the toilets. They were filthy, so I said frick it, I'll go piss in the woods. Get to the tree line and I feel like everyone is watching me. Reckon that I've exhausted my options, so I head back to the dance floor. Get there and realize I have to pee. Guess I'll go to the toilets. Did it 2 more times. Don't remember where I ended up pissing. Probably in your pants. This one time I was coming up morning of day 2 Coachella and had just gotten to the bank of lockers where our group's stuff was stored. I was reaching for the locker, but just couldn't get to it and the key wouldn't go in. My friend walks up to me, grabs the key out of my hand, and I swear in 1 step traverses the distance of a football field and unlocks the door. Turns out the hit had just hit me like a freight train and I was on my hands and knees in the grass about 6 feet from the locker with my arm outstretched trying to insert a key. Depth perception, man. That was a great day. I just laughed so freaking hard reading this. Thank you. I've done shrooms before, but never done acid. Music festival cops are pretty chill.